So I'm Mark Chamberlain, director of Gaijin. I'm Mike Chamberlain, I'm the lead actor of Gaijin. And today we're gonna talk about working with difficult talent. As a director, how do you get your lead talent who's very difficult, maybe a diva, and maybe looks like you, how to get them to do what you want? How do you deal with an older brother who's your twin, yet he's really domineering and borderline abusive? Today, stick around.
It's a program for filmmakers, by filmmakers. It's the Breaking Indie Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to another segment of Breaking Indie. I'm Brenden Roberts, and with me are Mark and Michael. No, you're not seeing double. They are two handsome twins with the film Gaijin. Hi guys.
Hello. Hey, thanks for the compliment.
Thank you for being here. So Mark,
Yes.
you directed the film.
I directed the film.
And Michael, you act in the film.
Yes, I act in the film.
And did you guys produce this together, or
Yeah.
what are the other hats that we wear?
Produced it, we wrote it, we did the whole deal. Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
I was a supporting actor because we know it's better for me to be behind the camera. And
As in, like, you were a stunt double, or?
I was just his double. I did my own stunts. Yeah, he went, like, he would push me near the edge of the cliffs and, you know, get me tackled and do all sorts of things. So
Because if you fall, there's two of you. So
yeah, and his philosophy is, you know, we don't want anyone to get killed, but keep rolling. You know, if there is an accident,
if you're gonna die, we might want to use the take.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's what you got to do to get the shot. So
it's all about getting the shot.
there you go. All right. So tell me a little bit about your film.
All right, so our story is called Gaijin, which means foreigner in Japanese. And we follow an American grad student who, his life is falling apart. Michael plays the lead, Lewis. And his identical twin, Ezekiel, has died on a missions trip. And Lewis is upset about this. Their relationship was fractured. And as his life is falling apart, he figures, if I can't control the way my life is going, I can at least control the way I die. And legend has it in Kyoto, Japan, there's a temple where if you kill yourself there, you die with honor. So Michael's character, Lewis, goes there, flies across the world, stands on the edge of this cliff and is ready to throw himself off the terrace to his death on the rocks below. And his twin brother, the spirit of his twin Ezekiel, shows up and challenges him, hang on until cherry blossom season. So then we follow him from homelessness to getting a job and surviving in Japan, and then ultimate in a relationship with an art therapist, Aya, who has a secret past of her own. And ultimately, when spring approaches, cherry blossom season, he has to make a decision: will I live or will I die? Well, that's what the film's about.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark here, and I think love might find a way to intervene.
Love might. Well, you'd have to watch the movie to find out. But
Cool. And did you guys shoot this in Japan?
yes, we did.
Yeah.
We shot in
awesome.
Japan and Zimbabwe and New England.
Oh, wow. All over the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 continents. So it was the micro budget that cost us everything, basically.
Yeah, that's hard to do at an independent level. Like, shooting anywhere on location is a trick, but especially outside of the States. How did you guys kind of tackle the, like, logistical side of that?
Well, I think ignorance, faith, all those things help. You know, when sometimes you'll have a basketball team that they don't know they're not supposed to be there. And so, like, when you have an established team that is the champions, and then you have a bunch of freshmen that don't know any better, and then they play loose and they go for it. Sometimes those can be dangerous teams. So
Yeah. Sometimes ignorance is the best.
come on, man, that was good. No, it is good. It's part of it. Yeah. Oh, you tell me tell the real. What I was gonna say is, yes, that's all true. A little bit of this is where the undercut comes. Yeah, you can see that this is basically.
See what I have to put up with?
Yeah.
I'll leave you guys to it. All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
No. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
No, we knew there's definitely a sense where, you know, we knew that there's a lot that we didn't know, but we had to be very strategic and just make sure that we went for it and had, you know, had faith that if we go and we commit to taking a leap and going to Japan and doing this film, you know, blocking everything off in our calendars and just going and doing it, we knew it would come together.
Okay.
Not to undercut what you said. Well, I mean, the truth is that we felt called to make this film. We we had a lot of support from individuals who had experienced loss, deep loss, and they were encouraging us to move on. And we wanted to really give hope to people who are hopeless. That's part of the human experience. People suffer pain, people suffer loss. And what keeps people going? That's like Jean-Paul Sartre said, why keep living? If life is just meaningless, why should we even keep going? So, I mean, existentially,
This is the French writer, French philosopher?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Am I wrong?
Just guess who the PhD is of the two of us.
It's what we do in my improv class. We improv very serious literature.
Yes. Oh, really?
No. We just try to be funny, and it's never funny.
Yeah, okay, well.
But that's part of sadness too, right? There's like funny humor and sadness.
His comedy, like, kind of.
This episode is brought to you by Yeti and the Sundance Film Festival of 2024. Yeti keeps your shit hot. It burns your mouth. It tastes delicious. Yeti. Oh God, it's hot.
That was a good product placement.
Yeah, well, I figure if I place fake sponsorships, maybe eventually they'll actually
That's
be a
good.
sponsor. So, looking at you, Yeti. All right, so getting back to this project, you guys obviously have a certain type of working relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is it like directing your brother or giving direction to your brother?
Well, obviously, I'm an easy person to work with and a true professional. The question was directed to me. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Actually, no, you know what? I want to ask him.
Yeah, all right. I mean,
What's it like getting direction from your brother?
Of what it's like. Go ahead.
Nobody gets to talk. Everyone just yells.
Yeah. Okay, so the first few films, I think, was, besides the arts, the ones that we did, like, more student films, or the earlier films was me learning how to submit to a director, and especially when the director's your twin, because since we're young, we were co-collaborators, and you feel like you have equal investment, but you realize that when you're doing a film, you can't have two bosses. And so a lot of the first films was me like this, scowling, saying, having my ideas, and I had to kind of learn that it works best if I submit to my wonderful twin brother, Mark, who's 3 minutes older. But he's a great director, so. But yeah, it was tough at times. I think, how many days of production do we have? So we had a week in New England, then we went to Japan for 6.5 weeks, and then we went to Zimbabwe. There's only 3 days of bickering. Yeah, something like that. That's it. Yeah.
Did you guys not shoot in LA?
No.
Then how did David get involved?
David got involved. David, our DP, got involved because, and this is the thing about this film, where it's guerrilla filmmaking, it's also faith filmmaking, and I'm not going to make it too much about faith, but there's no way to talk about this movie without talking about how there was many miracles that were strung together. And Mike and I committed that, hey, this fall we're shooting it. We're not waiting for Hollywood anymore. We had shopped it. We had gotten Pitch Fest. We had gotten good bites from producers and some readers and things like that. But it wasn't going to happen through that system, especially if we wanted to be attached. So we just said, look, we're doing it. We're committing. This is the fall. We knew that, our whole production schedule was based on the fact that we had a scene in Japan that we're going to shoot that was at a baseball stadium. Of course, that shoot was not lined up, but we knew, hey, if we're going to shoot it this year, we need to get to Japan in time before their season ends, which means we got to start shooting in New England. And the way it turned out, we had 3 weeks to set up a week shoot in New England, and then we were going to Japan with very little set up, but we knew we needed to get that scene. So where David, our DP, comes in is we were trying to put it together. I hate the analogy of fly the plane while you build it. But that's what it was. So we were saying, okay,
it's a very dangerous scenario.
Yeah. And we were trying to figure
not
out,
for filmmaking, for
we were
flying.
trying to figure it out. How are we gonna?
That's true.
We're both in there's 3 key scenes that I'm in with him as his twin, and we wanted to have a protagonist that was an identical twin, but not do the whole twin shtick, but get into some of the complexities of their relationship. And the protagonist happened to be an identical twin. We weren't gonna overcook it, but we needed somebody to shoot us, obviously, and we needed somebody who was a little bit crazy like us. And David Marroquin, I was having lunch with him in Southern California, and Mark had given me some producer duties, and I said, well, we're filming, we're committed. You don't happen to have availability. And he was working for LAPD, and he was a young cop, and he didn't have flexibility. So his vacation was already set. And it just so happens, coincidentally, it was providentially that he had the time off, and he took the leap of faith, and he went with us. And, my brother is, I'm going to speak for you a little bit, but I mean, he felt, we're praying about the film. Mark felt like it was time to make the movie, and he just started moving there, even though people within his field are giving him smart advice. Don't do this. You're going to lose your money. But he says, what can I do? I have to do what I feel God wants me to do. And so we started moving that way. And
it was like the Blues Brothers, right? Where we're on a mission from God.
Yeah.
Not to overcook it, but we felt like we had to do it. We had orders in hand to go and make this film. And so, well, for any indie filmmaker knows that you need a little divine intervention once in a while. So it's not cheating to call on help from a divine place to help you pull it off. And so that's what happened.
If I could just say one thing, is that part of the producer duties was, okay, we're going to start filming in New England, and we got to shoot this the last day of the Japanese baseball season. We need to start shooting Japan there. And we wrote out on a calendar, or I wrote out, we're going to shoot at this. We're going to shoot in Osaka here. We're going to be in Kyoto here. We're going to go up. We wrote it out, and by God's grace, everything we wrote out happened, and we didn't have things set up on the other side. So
it just fell into place.
Yeah. It was like a mix of strategy. There was strategy to it. Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't just flippant. Oh, it wasn't totally haphazard. Let's be reckless. Yeah. I mean, we have kids, we have families, we have careers and lives, and but it required taking a plunge. So, like Mike said, we put together a production schedule, even though things weren't lined up. We knew that this was the window when we could make this film, or for us to participate, and so lined it up, and it worked out.
Okay, awesome. So something that I would really love to know, because the way that I was always told growing up was like I was expected to be a twin, but there was an accident and it didn't really work out that way. So I've always kind of wondered, as somebody who loves to perform and also be behind the camera, like what a blessing it could have been to have someone where it's like you could just kind of switch places. How does that work for you guys in a creative process? What was it like when you're like kids or starting out doing filmmaking stuff? Like how has that worked for you?
Well, I would say that we get the question about twin ESP or having I think it's more about having a shorthand. So if you imagine the person that you're closest to and that you can read their behavior, then amplify that by 1,000. That's kind of what it's like, or at least for us. So in our past, when I talk to my wife about my childhood, I say we.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Always we.
It's always we. And it was something that's not even conscious, because we were just together. We had our own identity, but we were always working together. And so for anybody who loves sports, we used to play basketball, and we were able to be really hard to play against defensively, not because we were super great athletes.
Which is also true.
That you're super great athletes?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
He's like, bro, give me some credit here.
Okay. So in addition to being individually super great athletes, what was super helpful was being able to read each other very well. So if Mike went for the steal, I knew to cover for him. And there was just a shorthand. And so that kind of shorthand translated into the creative, where we were accustomed to just working organically with any sort of storytelling element, or we did improv together. And I don't know.
Oh, that's why you know so much great French philosophy and all the heavy
That's
literature.
really the road to understanding that material.
Yeah.
I don't even see, unlike Mike, who actually does understand that on a
Right,
PhD level.
right.
Like
You know, professors pretend to be smart.
Yeah.
You just throw words out. We hope people like you don't call us.
I know what I'm not. So he's like in the deep end. He's the PhD and works in higher ed. And well, I don't know if we want to talk about that.
That's fine.
But
That's fine.
Well, you got brains and beauty and talent.
I get it all, baby.
Whatever. Yeah.
I'm a grinder. And
Okay.
I am too.
Let him have something.
Come on.
All right, you got something. He's a grinder.
This is the thing, the twins. You have to have like, who's the smart one? Who's the social one? So growing up as twins. So anyway, the way that we
No one gets their own identity.
Yeah.
It's all
so
shared.
it's basically collaborating with your identical twin. It's either, hey, it's like two great brains working in synergy and it all comes together and you don't have to overly explain things and it just comes out great. It's either that, which is awesome and it's very efficient, or you have these arguments where you're just bickering and basically our friends are just sitting back there saying, we're going to wait for this tempest to blow over. This is 5 minutes where we're not going to be shooting, where it's just Mike.
Yeah, they always they say
Mike, just listen to me. Just do what I said.
It's like the same voice. Mike. But we're not like the twins. There's sometimes twins are a little bit more, I don't want to say codependent, but what's the word I'm looking for? Like
parallel clones.
I don't know.
Genetic clones.
They only are working together.
In
But, so
tandem.
we're different from that. Like we didn't. My parents didn't like dress us the same, do all that stuff.
This episode is brought to you by Costco. Why buy one shirt when you get two? If you have twins at home, shop Costco. Thanks for that. So I just have to plug every sponsor I can.
Right. You
And
have the green one, I'll have the red shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
No, I mean, I feel like they named you close enough. They don't need to dress you alike. That
Mark
would
and
just be
Mike, it
too
makes
much.
it tough enough. But I will say, directing your twin, there is something where, because I talked about that idea of me putting him in mortal danger to get the shot, of course. Look, there's a greater good. We talked about that. You know, we wanted to deliver a message of hope, but sometimes I mean, it's not a message movie, but like you have themes that are obviously inspiring and hopeful and makes it worth the while of risking, you know, your life or your body or whatever, or in this case, risking your twin's life. So, I mean, the way it would work on this film, our first feature, you know, I didn't have any hesitation to do whatever was necessary to get the shot. So,
And do whatever is necessary to put Mike at risk to get.
So if the script,
part of the fun.
If
it's part of the adventure.
The script calls for, okay, you're going to be standing on the edge of a cliff. So Mike, go stand on the edge of the cliff. Don't worry, I've got you by the belt, and I've got a rope. David Marroquin, our DP, I've got a rope around his waist, and he's leaning out over this 80-foot high cliff. And I'm holding on to both of them, and that's, you know, how we would shoot some of the scenes. Or, hey, Mike, get into your yukata robe in your slippers in the middle of a Tokyo train platform. I need you to go right up to the edge. And we weren't trying to be totally reckless, but we just needed to get the shots. But when it came to Mike directing your twin, he knew because we had written it together and produced it together, we knew the stakes. And so even though there was fun and some good-natured bickering, there were some times where Mike was worried about us being culturally inappropriate or taking too big of a risk.
Yeah, that's hard for me.
But for me, it was all about, we need to get the shots. End of story. And
putting you outside your comfort level. Yeah, okay. Understandable.
And if we don't get the shots, and if we don't capture those moments, then we don't have a film.
Yeah.
And then all the risks that we've taken in multiple areas of our lives, and all the people who are depending on us or trusting and hoping that we deliver a good story, the chain breaks if you don't land each scene. So everything was, you have to deliver. Yeah. So I put a lot of pressure on my brother, but it was for a purpose.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, so the film's Gaijin. Is there a website or a handle, Instagram, something like that we can find?
Yeah, gaijinfilm.com.
Can you spell that for me?
GAIJIN film.com.
Cool. And if you're online, we'll throw that in the links below. Thank you guys for being here today and sharing your time. I really appreciate it. I got a 2-for-1 deal on this one. So
yes, you did. Nice.
I like it. But cool. Awesome. Well, guys, stay tuned for another segment of Breaking Indie. And check out the links below to find Gaijin, as well as following their journeys. Did you guys want to plug your socials individually as well?
We'll leave it at this site.
All right. Sounds good. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for tuning in and listening. If you are just listening, please follow us. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, all the places that podcasts exist. But you can also go and watch the video on YouTube. There's video elements to this. So, do whatever you want. It's your choice. It's your world. I'm just living in it. All right. Well, take care, guys. Until next time.
It's a program for filmmakers by filmmakers. It's the Breaking Indie Podcast.